What's up, guys? Tonic Box here. So, as some of you already know, and as many of you are about to find out, um, for the past month or so, I have been in development of and working on a brand new save editor, brand new source and everything. Now, there were a couple of reasons for this. Biggest reason, just for the challenge and enjoyment I got out of developing this. Other reason, is twofold. One, it is, it's just nice to have something that's wholly mine to put out rather than modifying work that originally wasn't mine. Second of all, with the CKY editor that I was managing and working on, there were many people before me who had worked on that. And while Joppy and CKY did an excellent job on the editor while they were working on it, since then, since it has had many different people work on it, the code has gotten very stringy, very buggy, very prone to crashes. This is due to resources not being disposed properly and lots of custom UI elements where the math would get thrown off and the program would crash whenever you repetitively opened saves over and over again or minimized it, maximized it, lots of stuff. But anyways, cleanest solution, at least in my eyes, was to create a new editor. So like I said, welcome to D3Studio. These are the files that come with it. Let's go ahead and open her up. And this is just its loading page. It's opening right now. And there we go. Go ahead and maximize that. So whenever you open it, this is your home page. This is what you'll see at first. You have a couple of options here. You can open the save, you can open Locker, manage lists, check for updates, error logs, view the help/about, or exit. Now, before we open a save, let's go through some of these other ones. So if you were to click Open Locker, it would bring you over to the Locker tab. Pretty self-explanatory. If you were to open the Manage Lists, it brings you over here, which is actually a built-in suite for managing your item and your affix lists. Basically, you're able to change the name, the category, or the description of any of the items. Say you want to recategorize something or order something in a way that makes sense to you, you're able to do that in here. In a future video, which I will be going much more into depth with, I will be going more into the technicalities of all of the different things that you can actually do in this editor, a little bit more in depth. It will have timestamps and everything. This video, however, is just a overview, so be looking for that. So for now, suffice to say, this is a place that you can go and you can edit your lists. So manage lists, check for updates. If you were to click that, it's just going to check to GitHub to see if there's a newer version of the program than the one that's currently running. And if so, it'll open up the GitHub page to the latest release so you can download the new one. Go ahead and exit that. Error logs, if you click that, it's going to bring up your error logs. Anytime you have any issues with the editor, say a save won't open or something keeps crashing for you, best way to handle that is to reach out to me and to send me what it shows in here for you, the contents of your error logs. If you were to click help/about, it brings you over to the help tab, which, it shows the developer, contributors, etc. Also gives you a link to the modding guide we put together, as well as a link to my GitHub, and then some contact information for me. And I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and open up a save. Now, this won't ever take too terribly long to open any saves. However, it will take just a moment. The save I opened has several tunes, so it will take just a second to open, but again, not too long. And there we go. So once you have a save open, the first tab that you'll see is the account tab. Now under account tab, you have general, should look pretty similar to the previous editor. Tried to keep some of the UI similar to make transition for older modders a little bit simpler, but so you have your account flag, some account wide options, you have your unlocks for the different game modes, can change your paragon, your experience, your stash size. And before I get a bunch of Xbox and PlayStation users on my case, no, the seasonal options in here do not work for PlayStation or Xbox. They only work for Switch. Come over here to stashes. This is your different stashes for the different game modes. And again, seasonal stashes only work for Switch. You have your raw tab for your account, profile, raw tab for your profile, and then heroes. Here's all the heroes on the save. We will take a look at my Necro. So whenever you click on a hero, you have your general tab, which shows file name, hero name, can change your class, shows the type of hero. You can change your highest unlocked act. You can change your hero level. Um, Apply all quests as finished or don't. Then down here, for those of you who like to stat mod, here's where all of your stats are. It'll automatically populate the missing ones, or you can add all class main stats, all class resources, etc. Visuals can change your visual for your head, chest, etc., along with dies. Also has built-in for the elemental effects. You can change those along with your visual cosmetics. Now, one of the biggest differences with this editor is that instead of drop downs for the list, say I was going to change the head slot, I click on that. You have these boxes that pop up to the side, which have the lists in them, and you can search and filter for them. Then you would just double click an option and say we're going to change it to Infernal Helm. There we go. Head Infernal Helm. Same thing for the dies. Same thing for these, etc. Then next would be inventory. So you have your inventory. You can search and filter. When you click on an item, you have your main tab, which has your item, its affixes, the mystic affixes, the transmog, the tier quality, and a reference to the rare name. Next tab, you have your properties, which all of your other settings for the item, along with the flags, the augment, and etc. Then your rare name tag. This is where you would actually set your rare name. So for purposes of showing you, say I wanted to change it to Blight. Now, the reason why I have this reference to the rare name over here is you can copy it. You can either go and click on another item and then paste it, changes it to Blight, or you can highlight a selection of items and you can paste rare name to selection. And see, now it changed those to Blight. A couple of other things before I carry on. You can socket in this editor. So just to say wanted to take one of those blight gems, we'll delete that ruby. Say for some reason we wanted to socket it into the scythe, so you would copy that gem and then you would paste the socket, and there we go. That gem now socketed into the skull scythe. So that's how you socket in the editor. Another thing, you can highlight a selection of items and click Format Items, and then you can set things in here to apply to all those items that you have selected. Only the fields in here that you actually change will get carried through to those items, though. So if you see they're all grayed out until you change something in the field, it turns white. Only the fields that you make turn white will actually carry through. say you're wanting to make a character to bring in cosmetics to give to people, well, you can click Add All from category. You can go down and say we're adding in wings, then you would just click Add All, and there you go, added all the wings to the inventory. Couple of other things in here, but I will get more in depth in that future video that I'm going to do. So be looking forward to that. However, it's about it for now. Skills, passives, and powers is the next tab underneath tunes. You can set your skills, your passives, and your cube powers. Cube powers brings this up. Skills and passives, you just have this. However, down here, it will show details on the last thing you selected. So, um, it'll etc. Or for the skills, whenever you change those, they'll also show the skills and the passives, what they do down here. Then you have the raw tab, which is this is just the raw tab for your for that tune. And other than that, I think that's about it. Whenever you open a save, you'll have the save all button that will appear up here. You only need to click that. There's no longer 30 different save buttons to click like the other editors had. Locker, whenever you click in the locker, it's just the same as you're used to, just the inventories and here work, like I showed you, a little bit different than the other editors. And I think that that's about it. So, like I said, I will be doing a much more thorough video later on in the future that will have timestamps. It will be a video over all the different things that you can do in the editor in a whole sense. I'll be going through everything. So be looking for that. And until then, I hope you guys enjoy. Feel free to reach out with any questions you have, and welcome to D3 Studio.